It's possible. Those two words can change everything. They carry within them the power to inspire, to motivate, and to move mountains. When we embrace the belief that something is possible, we open the doors to opportunities that might have otherwise seemed out of reach. It's the mindset that fuels the pursuit of dreams, the resilience to overcome setbacks, and the courage to step into the unknown. The idea that something is possible isn't just a vague hope. It's a declaration that no matter how tough the path, there is always a way forward. We often find ourselves surrounded by doubt and hesitation. The world can be quick to remind us of limitations, of statistics that say the odds are stacked against us, of failures from the past that suggest we're bound to repeat them. But what if, instead of seeing obstacles as roadblocks, we viewed them as hurdles to be leaped over? What if, in the face of a daunting challenge, we simply said, "It's possible"? The shift in thinking changes everything, because the moment we accept that something can be done, we start to find the means to do it. Believing in possibility doesn't mean that success will come easily or without effort. It doesn't mean that by simply wishing for something, it will magically appear. Instead, it means committing to the idea that the potential for success exists, and that through hard work, dedication, and perseverance, we can reach it. It's the understanding that the journey may be filled with detours and setbacks, but every step taken is one step closer to the goal. When we start with the belief that our aspirations are attainable, we set in motion a chain of events that propel us toward that end. Think about all the great achievements throughout history. At one point, each of them was just an idea, a thought in someone's mind. The notion of flying seemed absurd before the Wright brothers took to the skies. The idea of reaching the moon was pure science fiction until astronauts landed there in 1969. Someone somewhere had to first say, "It's possible." That initial belief sparked the determination to solve problems, innovate, and push the limits of what was known. Each success story is not just about the achievement itself, but about the relentless belief in its possibility despite the challenges. Possibility fuels perseverance. When things get tough, and they often do, the belief that something is possible gives us the strength to push through. It's that inner voice that says, "Keep going," when we're on the brink of giving up. It's the spark that reignites when we face failure, reminding us that setbacks don't define us, but rather serve as stepping stones to the next attempt. Every time we rise after falling, we're not just moving forward. We're proving to ourselves that what seemed impossible was just one more step away from being possible. Moreover, believing in possibility is contagious. When you embrace the idea that your dreams are within reach, others around you begin to believe in their own potential as well. Your courage becomes an inspiration, your resilience a source of motivation. There's a ripple effect when we commit to possibility. It spreads and encourages others to stretch beyond their comfort zones, to aim higher, and to reach further. We give people permission to believe in themselves when we show what is achievable by refusing to accept limitations. We must also recognize that our belief in what is possible is often shaped by our environment and experiences. If we are surrounded by negativity, or if we allow past failures to dominate our mindset, our view of what is achievable may shrink. But when we consciously choose to see possibilities rather than impossibilities, we begin to change the narrative. We start to seek out solutions rather than dwell on problems. We begin to see each obstacle as a challenge to overcome rather than a reason to quit. The very act of believing in what is possible can be the first step toward achieving it. The road to possibility is not always a straight line. There will be moments of doubt, days when it feels like the goal is too far away, times when progress seems to stall. It's during these moments that we must remind ourselves of why we started in the first place. We must hold on to the vision of what is possible and let it guide us through the difficult times. We must remember that every small victory is evidence that we're capable of more. Even when progress feels slow, we are still moving forward. And forward is where our dreams lie. It's easy to get discouraged when we measure our progress against others. But the belief in possibility isn't about comparing ourselves to someone else's journey. It's about recognizing our own path and the unique challenges and triumphs it holds. It's about understanding that the effort we put in, the persistence we show, and the resilience we develop are what truly make the difference. When we keep our eyes fixed on the fact that our goals are attainable, we empower ourselves to continue, no matter how many times we have to adjust our course. At the heart of believing that it's possible is hope, a kind of hope that goes beyond wishful thinking. It's an active, determined hope that drives us to take action, to try new things, to push ourselves beyond what we thought was our limit. It's not about waiting for the perfect moment to come, but about making every moment count. When we take ownership of our potential, we stop letting external circumstances dictate what we can or cannot achieve. Instead, we forge our own path, one step at a time, fueled by the conviction that we're capable of turning dreams into reality. There is a saying that where there is a will, there is a way. This captures the essence of what it means to believe in possibility. It suggests that if we truly want something, if we are willing to put in the work and make the necessary sacrifices, we can find a way to make it happen. The belief that where there is a will, there is a way acknowledges that the journey won't be without its share of difficulties, but it insists that those difficulties are not insurmountable. This belief doesn't just push us to try. It demands that we find solutions, adapt to changing circumstances, and keep our eyes open for opportunities we may have overlooked. It's about having the kind of determination that refuses to accept failure as the final outcome. Instead, failure is seen as a temporary setback, a lesson learned, a step closer to finding the right path. When we hold the conviction that it's possible, we start to see options we didn't know existed. Our minds open up to creative ways of solving problems, and we find ourselves taking bold actions that we might have shied away from before. This doesn't mean that there won't be moments of uncertainty or fear. In fact, fear is often a companion on the path to achieving great things. But the difference lies in how we respond to that fear. Do we allow it to paralyze us, or do we acknowledge it and keep moving forward anyway? The belief in possibility doesn't eliminate fear, but it does give us the courage to take action despite it. Possibility invites us to dream bigger and aim higher than we might have dared to before. It challenges us to stretch beyond the limits we've set for ourselves, to question the boundaries that others have imposed on us. Sometimes the greatest challenge isn't convincing the world that something is possible. It's convincing ourselves. We have to unlearn the limitations that years of doubt, criticism, and self-imposed restrictions have taught us. We must learn to trust our capabilities, to embrace our potential, and to believe in our own strength. It's not about being unrealistic or ignoring practicalities. It's about daring to believe that the things we desire can actually be within our grasp. This shift in mindset transforms the way we approach our goals. Instead of seeing challenges as signals to stop, we view them as tests of our resilience. Instead of thinking, "This is too hard," we start to think, "How can I overcome this?" The questions we ask ourselves change, and so do the answers. We stop asking whether something can be done and start asking what needs to be done to make it happen. When we look back at the moments in life when we've succeeded, we often see a pattern, a time when we decided to push forward, when we refused to give up, when we clung to the belief that it was possible despite the odds. Each of those moments, however small, reinforces the fact that we are capable of achieving more than we initially thought. They remind us that we can draw on past victories to fuel future ones. The confidence that comes from these experiences builds upon itself, creating a momentum that propels us forward. But even as we embrace possibility, we must be patient with ourselves. Achieving something meaningful rarely happens overnight. It often requires time, persistence, and a willingness to keep going even when progress is slow. There will be times when it feels like we're taking 2 steps forward and 1 step back. In those moments, it's essential to remember that movement is still happening. Every small action taken in the direction of our dreams is a testament to our commitment. Sometimes, the only thing standing between where we are and where we want to be is the patience to keep trying, the faith to keep believing, and the courage to keep taking that next step. It's also important to recognize that sometimes our definition of what's possible may evolve. As we grow and learn, as we encounter new information and experiences, our goals may shift. This isn't a sign of failure, but of growth. It shows that we are flexible and adaptable, qualities that are crucial for navigating the unpredictable nature of life. When our plans change, it doesn't mean that we've lost sight of what's possible. It means that we're discovering new possibilities we hadn't considered before. The path to achieving our dreams is rarely a straight line, but as long as we stay committed to moving forward, we are still on course. When we adopt the mindset that it's possible, we become active participants in our own lives. We stop waiting for life to hand us opportunities and start creating them. We realize that we have more control over our circumstances than we often acknowledge. Even in situations where we have little control over external events, we always have control over our response. We can choose to respond with resilience, to take proactive steps, and to find ways to turn setbacks into setups for future success. The pursuit of possibility is about living life with intention. It's about making deliberate choices that align with our deepest values and highest aspirations. It's about not letting fear dictate our decisions or letting past mistakes define our future. It's about believing that no matter where we are, no matter how far we feel from our goals, there is always a way forward. That belief is what fuels progress and makes the impossible seem possible. Ultimately, it's possible is more than just a phrase. It's a philosophy. It's a way of viewing the world, a way of living that challenges us to be our best selves. It invites us to dream, to strive, and to achieve. It reminds us that even when the path is hard, when the nights are long, and when hope seems distant, there is still a chance to succeed. It's possible doesn't promise an easy road, but it does promise that the road exists, and that with enough determination we can walk it. Embracing the belief that it's possible is about finding the courage to pursue our passions and the determination to see them through. It's about pushing ourselves beyond what we thought were our limits and discovering that our true potential is far greater than we imagined. It's about believing, despite the difficulties, that the dreams we hold are not just figments of our imagination, but real possibilities waiting to be realized. And in that belief lies the power to transform our lives. So, let us declare with conviction that it's possible, for in doing so, we begin the journey of making our dreams a reality. We take the first step toward achieving what others may deem improbable and prove to ourselves that we have the strength, the will, and the capacity to turn the possible into the actual. We don't just live with possibility, we live by it. And in that, we find the true meaning of success. Living by possibility is not merely about chasing grand ambitions or achieving monumental goals. It's also about the small, everyday moments when we choose hope over despair, action over hesitation, and belief over doubt. It's in the decision to get up one more time after being knocked down, in the choice to keep learning when the process feels slow, and in the willingness to try again despite repeated failures. These seemingly small choices are the building blocks of a life lived in pursuit of what is possible. They are what transform ordinary lives into extraordinary stories of triumph. The world is full of examples where the belief in possibility has changed not only individual lives, but entire societies. It's the driving force behind progress in science, medicine, technology, and social justice. It's what led to the abolition of slavery, the right to vote for women, and the fight for civil rights. Each of these movements began with a few people who refused to accept the status quo, who dared to believe that change was possible even when the world seemed resistant to it. The persistence to pursue what seemed impossible at the time eventually led to monumental shifts that shaped the future. The story of possibility is also deeply personal. Each of us carries our own dreams, hopes, and aspirations, which may be dismissed by others as too far-fetched or too difficult. We might even find ourselves doubting whether we have what it takes to achieve them. But the power of believing in what is possible lies in not needing everyone else's validation. It comes from within, from the quiet assurance that we are capable of more than we know. When we choose to trust that inner voice that says, "You can do this," we begin to unlock our potential and make strides towards what we once thought was unreachable. One of the greatest obstacles to embracing possibility is the fear of failure. We worry about falling short, about not being good enough, about what others will think if we don't succeed. Yet, failure is not the opposite of possibility. It's an integral part of the journey. Every time we fail, we learn something valuable about ourselves, about our approach, and about the world around us. Each setback teaches us resilience and patience. It helps us refine our strategies and clarify our goals. Instead of seeing failure as a sign to give up, we can view it as feedback, a stepping stone on the path to our ultimate destination. In this light, failure becomes not a hindrance, but a necessary part of growth. It's not something to be avoided, but something to be embraced. The more we are willing to risk failure, the more we are open to the possibilities of success. The belief that it's possible gives us the strength to venture into the unknown, to try new things, and to persist even when the outcome is uncertain. It's about having the courage to take the leap, trusting that the net will appear, or that we will learn to fly on the way down. The journey toward what is possible is also one of self-discovery. As we strive to achieve our goals, we often uncover strengths and abilities we didn't know we had. We find that we are capable of enduring more, working harder, and thinking more creatively than we initially believed. We come to understand that our limits are not as fixed as they seem, and that, with the right mindset, they can be pushed further and further back. This process of growth enriches our lives in ways that go far beyond the achievement of any single goal. It helps us become more resilient, more adaptable, and more compassionate towards ourselves and others. Possibility also brings with it a sense of freedom. When we accept that our dreams are within our reach, we free ourselves from the constraints of a limited mindset. We stop letting our past dictate our future. We no longer allow our fears to hold us back or our doubts to weigh us down. Instead, we embrace the idea that our life can be a continuous unfolding of new experiences, achievements, and discoveries. This mindset allows us to see every day as an opportunity to grow, to improve, and to get closer to the life we want to live. Embracing possibility is not about living in denial of the difficulties and realities of life. It's not about ignoring challenges or pretending that everything will always work out exactly as planned. Rather, it's about acknowledging the difficulties and choosing to face them head-on. It's about finding the silver lining in every cloud, the opportunity in every challenge, and the lesson in every setback. It's about maintaining a sense of hope and optimism even when circumstances seem bleak, and about persevering even when the road is rough. There will always be naysayers, people who doubt us, and circumstances that seem like insurmountable barriers. But when we hold firm to the belief that it's possible, we create a different kind of reality for ourselves. We start to see opportunities where others see only obstacles. We begin to attract the people, resources, and experiences that help us on our journey. Our belief in possibility not only changes our mindset, it changes our actions, and in turn, it changes the outcomes of our lives. To say it's possible is to affirm the power we have over our own destiny. It's to acknowledge that while we cannot control everything that happens to us, we can control how we respond. We can choose to let our circumstances define us, or we can choose to define our circumstances by how we rise above them. The choice is ours to make, and that choice begins with the simple yet powerful belief that it's possible. Every great achievement starts with the belief that it can be done. It's the foundation upon which all progress is built, the spark that lights the fire of innovation, and the driving force behind every dream turned reality. When we dare to believe in what is possible, we don't just change our own lives, we have the potential to change the world. Each step we take toward possibility is a step toward a future where more people are inspired to do the same. And in that collective movement, we find the power to achieve the extraordinary. So, let us embrace the notion that it's possible. Let us live our lives with the unwavering conviction that our goals are attainable, our dreams are worth pursuing, and our efforts will lead us to where we want to be. Let us carry forward the belief that the road ahead, no matter how challenging, is a path we can navigate. And as we walk this path, let us inspire others to believe in their own possibilities. For when we believe in what is possible, we set in motion a chain reaction that has the power to transform not only our own lives, but the lives of countless others. The future belongs to those who believe in the power of possibility. Let's choose to be those people. Let's choose to live a life where anything and everything is possible. Let's choose to live a life where anything and everything is possible. This choice is not about blind optimism or ignoring the real challenges that come our way. Instead, it is about a conscious commitment to see beyond the present obstacles and envision a future that holds promise and potential. It's about nurturing a mindset that empowers us to act, to persist, and to strive for something greater. This belief in possibility transforms how we perceive life. It becomes not just a series of events that happen to us, but an unfolding journey that we actively shape and direct. When we adopt the mindset that everything is possible, we allow ourselves to dream without limitations. We begin to see our aspirations not as distant fantasies, but as goals that can be pursued and attained. We start to ask ourselves, what if? What if I could start that business, travel the world, or create something that truly impacts others? This line of questioning shifts our focus from limitations to potential. It's a subtle yet powerful change that encourages us to explore new ideas, take risks, and embrace opportunities that we might otherwise overlook. The belief that everything is possible grants us permission to pursue our wildest ambitions, unrestrained by the fear of failure or the opinions of others. Yet, living by the principle of possibility requires more than just a change in mindset. It demands action. Belief alone is not enough to manifest our dreams. We must be willing to do the work, to put in the time and effort, and to take the necessary steps that move us closer to our goals. This is where many people falter, not because they lack the vision, but because they hesitate to act. The gap between where we are and where we want to be is bridged not by wishing, but by doing. It's the daily habits, the small actions, and the persistent effort that ultimately bring our dreams to life. Each action, no matter how insignificant it may seem, compounds over time to create significant progress. You may not always know exactly what steps to take or how to achieve our goals. The path to possibility is often unclear and filled with uncertainties. But this is where the belief in possibility proves to be most valuable. It gives us the courage to move forward even when the way is not fully mapped out. It allows us to take that first step, knowing that the next one will become clearer once we begin. The journey of 1,000 miles truly begins with a single step, and the belief that it's possible is what motivates us to start walking. Possibility also challenges us to evolve. As we set out on the path toward our goals, we inevitably encounter obstacles that force us to grow, adapt, and learn. These challenges are not roadblocks, but invitations to become stronger, more resourceful, and more resilient. They push us to expand our capabilities and deepen our understanding of what we are truly capable of achieving. Each time we overcome a challenge, we gain confidence in our ability to handle the next one. It's this ongoing process of growth and development that shapes us into the person we need to be to achieve our dreams. The belief in possibility is not just about reaching a destination. It's about becoming the kind of person who can create that reality. Moreover, the power of possibility extends beyond our personal lives. When we live by the principle that anything is possible, we start to see potential in the world around us. We recognize that social problems, environmental issues, and economic challenges are not insurmountable. Instead, they are opportunities for innovation, collaboration, and change. We start to believe that solutions can be found, that progress can be made, and that the world can be transformed for the better. This mindset inspires us to contribute, to take part in efforts that make a difference, and to be a force for good in our communities. When we embody the belief that everything is possible, we also uplift others. Our conviction becomes a beacon of hope, encouraging those around us to pursue their own dreams. People are inspired by action and courage. When they see someone who believes in possibility, it ignites a spark within them. This ripple effect can lead to a community, a society, and even a world where more people are willing to take bold steps toward positive change. When we collectively embrace the power of possibility, the boundaries of what can be achieved expand. We create an environment where innovation flourishes, where progress accelerates, and where dreams are turned into reality. However, it's important to acknowledge that the pursuit of possibility is not without its struggles. There will be moments of doubt, times when progress seems slow or non-existent, and days when the goal appears further away than ever. During these times, it is crucial to remember that setbacks are a natural part of the process. They are not indicators that we should abandon our dreams, but rather reminders that growth often comes with difficulty. The challenges we face along the way are not meant to deter us, but to prepare us for the success that lies ahead. They help us build the resilience we need to sustain our achievements once we reach them. Staying committed to the belief in possibility requires us to cultivate an unshakable resolve. It means being willing to keep going even when others doubt us, even when the results are not immediately visible, and even when the road seems longer than we anticipated. It's about having the inner strength to continue, to adjust our strategies, and to find new ways forward. Sometimes the greatest breakthroughs come just after the moment when we feel like giving up. Possibility is not always about having a clear path. Sometimes it's about forging one when none exists. Ultimately, the belief that everything is possible is an invitation to live a life of purpose and fulfillment. It's about striving for more than just existence, about seeking a life that is rich with meaning, growth, and contribution. It's about daring to imagine a future that excites and challenges us, and then taking the steps to make that future our reality. It's about understanding that our potential is not fixed, but limitless, and that the only true limits are the ones we place on ourselves. The journey toward a life where anything is possible begins with a decision to believe, to act, and to persist. It requires us to hold on to hope when it feels distant, to pursue our goals with unwavering determination, and to embrace every experience as part of the process. As we continue on this path, we discover that the pursuit of possibility is not just about achieving a particular outcome, but about the person we become along the way. We learn that the true value lies not only in reaching our goals, but in the growth, the lessons, and the resilience gained in the pursuit. So, let us move forward with the certainty that it's possible. Let us approach each day as an opportunity to take one more step toward our dreams. Let us face our challenges with the confidence that we can find a way through. Let us live a life that reflects our belief in limitless potential. For when we do, we not only shape our own destinies, but also contribute to a world where more and more people dare to dream, to strive, and to achieve what they once thought was impossible. In the end, the power to make the impossible possible rests within us. It lies in our choices, in our actions, and in our unwavering belief. Let us choose to live boldly, to dream without restraint, and to act with purpose. Let us choose to embrace the idea that the future is not something we wait for. It is something we create. And in doing so, let us prove to ourselves and to the world that truly everything is possible. And in doing so, let us prove to ourselves and to the world that truly everything is possible. This mindset doesn't just change what we aim for, it changes who we are at our core. It transforms us from spectators of our own lives into active participants, from people who react to circumstances into those who shape them. It is the difference between living life by default and living life by design. When we live with the conviction that everything is possible, we begin to break free from the limitations that have been ingrained in us over time. We realize that many of the barriers we face are not external but internal. They are the voices that tell us we are not enough, the doubts that creep in when the going gets tough, and the fears that arise at the thought of venturing into the unknown. But the belief in possibility helps us confront these internal limitations and see them for what they truly are, illusions that we have the power to dispel. This journey towards embracing possibility invites us to challenge the status quo in all areas of life. It encourages us to question not just the limitations we place on ourselves, but also the limitations society places on us. We begin to see that what is considered normal or realistic is often just a set of beliefs that have gone unchallenged for too long. When we dare to ask, why not? We open the door to innovation, progress, and change. We allow ourselves to entertain ideas that push the boundaries of conventional thinking. And in doing so, we often discover solutions to problems that seemed unsolvable. The pursuit of possibility is also a deeply empowering act because it reminds us that we are the authors of our own stories. We may not have control over every event in our lives, but we have control over the narrative we create. We can choose to frame our experiences in ways that empower us rather than diminish us. We can choose to see setbacks not as failures, but as chapters in a story that is still unfolding. Every time we choose to believe that something better is possible, we are writing a story of resilience, courage, and hope. It's important to recognize that the belief in possibility does not exist in a vacuum. It is nurtured by the company we keep, the environment we create, and the mindset we cultivate. Surrounding ourselves with people who also believe in possibility can amplify our own belief. It encourages us to keep going when our resolve wavers and inspires us to aim higher when our ambitions feel too grand. When we are in the presence of others who dream big and act boldly, it reminds us that we are not alone on this journey. Together, we can uplift each other, share wisdom, and celebrate progress, no matter how small. Our environment, too, plays a critical role in shaping our belief in what is possible. When we fill our spaces with reminders of our goals and aspirations, when we consume content that inspires and challenges us, we are constantly reinforcing the idea that our dreams are achievable. It's about creating a space, physically, mentally, and emotionally, where growth is encouraged and possibility is embraced. This environment becomes a foundation that supports us through the ups and downs, helping us maintain our focus and motivation. The mindset we cultivate is perhaps the most crucial factor of all. Possibility is a choice that must be made daily. It is not a one-time decision, but a habit of mind. It requires us to consciously push back against doubt and negativity and to replace them with affirmations of our potential. This doesn't mean ignoring challenges or pretending that everything will always go our way. It means choosing to focus on solutions rather than problems. It means approaching each day with the question, what can I do today to move closer to my goals? And then acting on the answers. Possibility also invites us to embrace uncertainty. The path to achieving great things is rarely straightforward, and there will inevitably be twists and turns along the way. But uncertainty does not have to be feared. It can be seen as a space of infinite potential. When we do not know exactly what lies ahead, we are also free from the constraints of predetermined outcomes. This openness allows for unexpected breakthroughs, serendipitous opportunities, and moments of clarity that could never have been planned. By accepting uncertainty, we transform it into a playground for growth, exploration, and discovery. As we continue on this journey, it is important to acknowledge and celebrate our progress, no matter how small. Each milestone reached, each fear conquered, and each challenge overcome is evidence that we are capable of more than we once believed. These moments of achievement serve as powerful reminders that possibility is not just an abstract concept, but a living, breathing reality that we are actively creating. They reinforce our commitment to our goals and fuel our belief that even greater things are within our reach. Living by the principle of possibility is, in the end, about creating a legacy. It's about leaving behind a story of someone who did not settle for a life of mediocrity, who refused to let their dreams be limited by the circumstances of their birth or the doubts of others. It's about inspiring future generations to believe that they, too, can achieve the extraordinary. Our actions today set the stage for what others will dare to attempt tomorrow. When we choose to live a life where anything is possible, we pave the way for others to follow in our footsteps, to dream bigger, and to aim higher. And so, As we continue to pursue our goals and strive for the extraordinary, let us carry forward this belief in possibility. Let us wake up each day with the intention to challenge the limits we once accepted and to embrace the opportunities that await. Let us persist in the face of adversity, knowing that every step we take brings us closer to realizing our potential. Let us live with the conviction that the future we desire is not just a distant dream, but a reality that is unfolding with each action we take. For in the end, the greatest reward of embracing possibility is not just the attainment of our goals, but the realization of who we become in the process. We become people who are unafraid to take risks, who see opportunity in every challenge, and who understand that our potential is boundless. We become people who, by living our own truth, inspire others to believe in theirs. We become living proof that indeed everything is possible, and that in itself is the greatest achievement we could ever hope for. That in itself is the greatest achievement we could ever hope for. The transformation from doubt to belief, from inaction to pursuit, and from limitation to possibility is a profound shift that touches every aspect of our lives. It's the kind of change that doesn't just lead us to accomplish our goals, but fundamentally alters how we perceive ourselves and the world around us. It turns every challenge into an opportunity, every failure into a lesson, and every success into a stepping stone for greater aspirations. We begin to live with a kind of fearlessness that doesn't ignore the risks but acknowledges them and moves forward anyway. The power of possibility lies in its ability to ignite a fire within us, one that continues to burn even when the winds of adversity blow hard against us. It pushes us to dig deeper, to tap into reserves of strength and creativity that we may not have known existed. It helps us find a way when there seems to be no way, encouraging us to seek out unconventional solutions, to think outside the box, and to persist where others might give up. This relentless pursuit doesn't just lead to the achievement of personal goals. It becomes a force for change in the broader world. When we embody the belief that everything is possible, we do more than just live differently. We set a powerful example for others. We become a source of inspiration, not through our words alone, but through our actions. We show what can be accomplished when someone is willing to commit to a vision, work through the setbacks, and never lose sight of their goals. This example can have a profound effect on the people around us, family, friends, colleagues, and even strangers who witness our journey. It shows them that they, too, can defy the odds, that they can break free from the limitations placed upon them by society, circumstances, or their own fears. As we embrace possibility, we realize that we are part of a larger story. Our individual actions contribute to a collective narrative of human progress and achievement. We build on the dreams and struggles of those who came before us, and we lay the groundwork for those who will come after us. Each time we push beyond what was previously thought to be possible, we expand the realm of what humanity can achieve. We play our part in shaping a world where innovation thrives, where people dare to dream, and where the pursuit of a better life is seen as not only desirable, but attainable. This mindset of possibility also invites us to approach life with a sense of gratitude. When we believe that everything is possible, we begin to appreciate the opportunities and experiences that come our way. We see every moment as a chance to grow, every challenge as a call to rise, and every success as a reminder of the limitless potential within us. We understand that the journey itself is a gift, one that teaches us about resilience, hope, and the incredible power of the human spirit. Living with this belief also means recognizing that the path is not always straightforward. There will be detours, delays, and even complete reversals at times. But these are not signs that we are on the wrong path. They are part of the process of refining our vision and strengthening our resolve. When we accept this, we learn to adapt, to pivot, and to find new ways to reach our destination. The setbacks do not diminish our belief in what is possible. They reinforce it, teaching us to be more resourceful, to think creatively, and to persist even when the path is unclear. In moments of difficulty, It is crucial to hold on to the belief that something better lies ahead. It is this hope that keeps us moving forward, even when progress seems slow or the outcome uncertain. It is the quiet assurance that tells us to keep going, to keep trying, and to keep believing in what might seem impossible. Hope is not a passive state of mind. It is an active choice to see beyond the current circumstances and trust in a future that is brighter than the present. It is the force that propels us to take the next step, to try again, and to reach higher than we ever thought we could. As we continue to embrace the power of possibility, we should also be mindful of the importance of giving back. The belief that anything is possible carries with it a responsibility to use our achievements to benefit others. When we reach our goals, we should not forget those who are still striving. We can share our experiences, offer guidance, and provide support to help others on their journeys. We can use the lessons we have learned to uplift those who are facing similar challenges. And in doing so, we contribute to a culture of possibility that extends beyond our own lives. Ultimately, the belief in possibility is about living a life that is full and vibrant. It's about waking up each day with a sense of purpose and excitement for what lies ahead. It's about being willing to take risks, to embrace change, and to trust that no matter what happens, we have the ability to adapt and thrive. It's about seeing life not as a series of obstacles to be endured, but as a canvas on which we can paint our dreams. The power of "it's possible" is not just in achieving what we set out to do. It's in becoming someone who refuses to let circumstances define them. It's in the courage to pursue dreams that seem too big, too bold, or too different. It's in the strength to keep going when others say it's time to stop. It's in the resilience to find a way even when the odds are stacked against us. This belief is a commitment to a life well lived, one where we strive for greatness not for the sake of recognition, but for the sake of fulfilling our potential and making a difference in the world. It's about knowing that the journey itself is where the true reward lies. It's about growing, evolving, and continually reaching for more, not out of dissatisfaction, but out of a deep understanding that we are capable of so much more than we can imagine. Let us continue to live with the unshakable belief that anything is possible. Let us face each day with the determination to turn our aspirations into reality, to turn our fears into fuel, and to turn our doubts into stepping stones. Let us carry this mindset with us in all that we do, letting it guide our actions, shape our choices, and define our path. For when we believe in the power of possibility, we not only change our lives, we set in motion a wave of change that can inspire others to do the same. The story of possibility is not one that ends. It's one that continues to unfold, with each of us playing a role in its ongoing creation. So, let us keep writing this story. Let us keep believing, keep striving, and keep proving that no matter the challenge, no matter the odds, it's always possible.